So interesting stuff trending. We have something from the Ledzokuku Municipal Assembly. I'm sure by now everybody has seen that viral video where I would like to describe her as overzealous task force member was seen in a heated exchange with some property owners over property rates. We also have something from the central region, that is in Mankessim, where police have arrested a 22-year-old man for sodomising or allegedly sodomizing a 7-year-old boy. But before we get into the stories, as always, we are live on Facebook, PLUZZ 899 FM.
Okay.
PLUZZ 899 FM. So let's start off with the unfortunate incident in Mankessim. So they have arrested, as I said, a 22-year-old man who has been identified as Kweku for allegedly sodomizing a 7-year-old boy in Nananom. That is somewhere in Salt Pond. So the whole story goes that their parents were out, so they were not around, and then they received a call that there was something happening to their son. So they rushed home only to find Kweku in the act of sodomizing the little boy. And as of now, police has arrested him, and so he's behind bars while, of course, investigations would have to go on and all that. And then at the end of the day, we are just hoping that justice would be served. And the child was also taken to the hospital. He was later transferred to the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital for further medical examination.
That's unfortunate. I was saying it earlier on. I don't know. Maybe it's just
there's
me.
a lot of incidences.
Well, maybe it's being reported, but I think that I chance across a lot of these stories from the central region. I don't know, I don't know if they have these things usually happen a lot in the villages, and
small towns, if we should say.
Yeah, and then sometimes even when it comes up, and all that, doesn't really get to. Sometimes it goes to the police station, and then even the family members of the victim now would agree that which sometimes I feel like it gives impetus to these perpetrators.
Because they'll feel like,
and this one is not he's not related, but there are a lot of instances where the individuals are related. Like family relations, so some uncle or something, and their family itself doesn't want the shame and all that. They'll cover it anyway if you ask them.
But you know what I find crazy about this story? 22 years old.
Yes, he's a young boy.
Yeah, young boy. Yeah. 22. Like, what would possess you, if I should say?
I guess what will possess the older person is the same thing.
No, I'm not even like trying to make excuses for the older people. I'm just trying to say that you are 22.
No, usually you would hear that older people are
you should know better because you are from the technological age. Like, you should know better.
So trouble.
Oh, Jai. And the interesting thing is that this case has also brought to light another case that happened earlier this year. So allegedly there was a football coach who sodomized a 16-year-old footballer. Unfortunately, that boy passed away. Now the story said, I think we even treated that story where the mother said he was at the academy for 3 years, and allegedly throughout that 3 years the boy was being sodomized by the coach. And then the last update we got was that the coach was on the run. And so now people are talking about that incident as well, that Ghana Police Service, they need to give us an update. Has he been found? What are you doing to make sure that he's found and then, he faces justice? Because in this instance, the person even lost his life.
Yeah. And again, usually when you're thinking of sexual, what do you call
abuse.
it? Abuse. Yeah. You're thinking victims to be girls, young girls, but it so happens that you get a lot of young boys being abused.
A lot of young boys.
And a lot of times it doesn't even get reported, So these boys who grow up with the trauma of the experience that they went through and all that.
There's this research, I forget the exact figure, but then they did a research and then they found out that a significant number of boys had their first sexual encounters being from abuse. But then, as you rightly said, we don't really pay attention.
You've been abused,
But then if you pay attention to it, it happens a lot.
Later in life, when boys talk about these things, they laugh about it. Like
even when Kojo started his whole boys' lives matter movement, I remember he used to post videos of boys who were talking about their abuse, and you would find men in the comment section laugh and say, "Anna,
you know, like idea when you're free." Yeah, I mean,
it's sad.
That's a society we find ourselves in. So it's unfortunate when you have that traumatic experience. Sometimes you can't even talk about it. You know, you can't talk about it. It's unfortunate, but we hope the law really deals with it.
Away from that, we also have something from the Ledzokuku Municipal Assembly. So they embarked on a revenue mobilization exercise. You know, property rates. Once you are occupying someone's land or building, that's the amount that you have to pay, whether annually or biannually or whatever it is. So they decided to go around some shops in their vicinity. Now, the Ledzokuku, we have areas like Triblel, Teshi, those kind of areas. Now, this video has been making waves on social media. They went to one of these shops. In the video, you can see China Mall. And then there was an exchange between one of the task force members and then the owner of the shop. Bottom line is that the woman says, Odeka, tuya, yebetum. Let's watch the video.
We discuss this one, but you can't say go out.
Yes, because we are locking this place.
Why, madam? Why?
Because it's not paid. Can I can go and do this?
Madam, we are here 15 years.
It doesn't matter, but this year you are on.
You have from who?
You can be here 100 years.
Are you not the owner here?
What?
You can be here 100 years, so you have to pay.
Who hold here? Not
Madam,
you.
why you are talking like that? Why you are
You too, you are.
It's okay.
Talk to this woman.
Madam,
Talk to
How are you?
how are you, madam?
Yes, I'm fine. We are here to collect our property.
Yes, we can do. We every year we pay the
We are in
everything.
November.
Everybody should go out. We are locking this place. They are owing property rates. So everybody should go out within 10 minutes. We are locking. Please, everybody should go out with due respect. OBMPA, you can't want to me to know the assassin who are Muntia. And Yanamu Casasa Muntia. I'm going to go more your property rates. So Muntia. Never lucky her. I'm going to discover her. Want to be free China and Juma. Want your property rate and assemble. So within 10 minutes, everybody should go out. Where are the padlocks?
Please, where are the padlocks? Kojo, why are you laughing?
I don't know. I have because I manage a business. I have this challenge with state organizations that go collect some form of levy or whatever payment from businesses, and the approach is about locking the place and all that. So I don't.
So if persuasion fails, force is applied. Maybe they've written several letters to the establishment. There's been several engagements, and then they are not forthcoming. So they decided that okay, baby.
I get that. But if you listen to the conversation, and I think even from the task force, they probably mentioned it, that it's this year that they've not paid.
Yeah.
So this is a paying client.
So they could have paid.
You know, yeah, of course, we are in November. I understand it. But I'm saying that if they've been defaulting previously, I can get that. But it's this year and they will pay. Just as they paid last year, they will pay this year. You know, and you don't get your money by locking up the place. I'm not too sure. I mean, yeah, because I have those experiences. It's sometimes, you know, I've had experience of making some payments, and we are going through hard times, so you know, and you make some payments, and a day after making those payments, they are at your doorstep that they are coming to lock your place.
That the payments you've done is old arrears.
That's the point I'm making. How do I get money by you locking the place? You see, it's not in the interest of the business or the collecting agency to lock the place.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask this question. Since you said you know how these things work, what is the time frame for the payment of the levies? Is it supposed to be at the beginning of the year or by
you are supposed
the end of
to
the
pay?
year?
You are supposed to pay when it's due. So whenever, if for instance,
because I think it's a yearly thing when it comes to property
but the point I'm saying is that I'm making is that you are supposed to pay when it's due. Maybe it was January.
So
it's not a challenge.
Once you are supposed to pay when it's due, regardless of the fact that maybe you have a lot of arrears that you've cleared, and then you still have more arrears, they can still decide to come and lock it even a day after you've made payments.
That's not the point I'm making. I'm not even talking about the fact that they have the what's the name, the mandate to lock up the place. That's not even what I'm talking about. I'm just saying that it is actually not in the interest of both parties to lock up the place.
Of course, because if we are not working,
what
how
you
will
want
we get
is your
money.
money. What I want is to run the business. You understand? Sometimes I'm saying the approach.
Okay.
And I'm saying that in this particular instance, the business has paid last year. Let's assume that it was due even in January. Let's assume, I want to make that assumption that this particular payment they were supposed to pay
in January.
I'm not holding brief for them, but I'm just saying there's always a way to go about it. And once the person, this is an annual payment. You understand? So I don't know whether they make a one-time payment or maybe they will spread it. No, because if you don't have money, you would go negotiate that, okay, can I pay it over this period or whatever? I don't know the situation there. But so long as this year has not ended, I'm saying they will pay.
What if they won't pay?
They've paid last year.
But last year is not this year.
It doesn't matter.
But you see, that's what I'm saying, that maybe sometimes they are forced to do these things because
I know.
there's been several engagements.
I know a lot of times too they are not forced to do that. A lot of times too they are not forced to. And if you look at the posture of the lady and you listen to her utterances, if you can't come from China and do this, is a problem with the China overboard. People, or is it what is it that you want your money or you want your money from Chinese people? Chinese, which is which? It doesn't matter whether you're Chinese or you're Ghanaian.
It can be both.
It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. And you see, there was another instance. I've forgotten that. Let me not go into that. But I'm just saying, you're a public official. You know, you go there with a certain posture, like it's targeted. It's not. You just want your money. Talk about the money. Sit down with the person and talk about the money and collect your money. Don't go with that posture and maybe I've just experienced it time again.
I was so who say
they will pay. They should spare us.
I said, why you triggered?
Oh yeah, because I've experienced this with some of these people, so that's why. But that's fine.
Also, officials.
Almighty Atiwo is funny. It's funny. The recent revelations from the OSP and all that. You know, like when you are there and these state organizations, they are chasing you for the money, they are chasing you for the
peanuts.
Forget about the peanuts. They are not actually using it to improve the economy so that the businesses also thrive. Businesses are collapsing because they are chopping money. And then they will come after you that you've not paid. You are closing. Oh, man. Some more jimpo no mu use so that it will create the environment for businesses to thrive. And can you problem?
Yeah.
Well, so the challenge that I have in raising revenue is as a result of what you are failing to do. You
I was about to say incompetence.
Well, it's not income. It's wickedness. It's not incompetence. It's wickedness because this cano. It's kind of the age one yes cano. You know, or comfort. It's you know. That's my only beef. See, we have to pay taxes.
Okay.
But
we need to see our taxes working for us.
They have to work for us. If we would only pay them only so some individuals will chop it and then create the situation where I can't generate revenue and they still come after me that they will close it. Meanwhile, you know the number of people who are being employed who have to go home if you close the place. Have you considered the cost of that? If not, you know, there's a way to go about it. You shouldn't do that.